You've probably searched for it already. Which jobs will survive AI? And you found the same recycled lists promising that creative roles are safe, or that empathy will save you. Or the classic advice, just learn to code, even though AI already handles boiler programming. But asking if your job will survive is the wrong frame. It treats your entire career as a single, indivisible block, when in reality, your workday is made of two very different components. To see where the actual risk lies, we have to look at the work through a specific lens, the divide between repetitive tasks and specialized judgment. This distinction changes everything. Split your role into two columns. Tasks are execution steps, writing drafts, pulling data, summarizing meetings, things AI handles in seconds. Judgment is context, navigating a difficult client, reading a room, or knowing when a correct answer is actually wrong. If you can't separate the rote execution in your day from the moments that require this kind of high-stakes judgment, you're competing directly with automation. We need to be honest about what's happening in the market right now. Roles that rely purely on execution are not at risk in the future. They're being replaced today. We are seeing this shift happen at scale in data entry, Tier 1 customer service, and high-volume junior copywriting. The people in these roles aren't necessarily obsolete, but their primary function, the task, is. Staying relevant means moving out of that task column as quickly as possible. This brings us to the roles that are holding their ground. The first category is protected by a very human barrier, high liability. Think of structural engineers or clinical pharmacists. These jobs are secure because when the system gets it wrong here, someone gets hurt. An algorithm cannot hold a medical license. It can't sign a legally binding blueprint, and it can't be held accountable in a court of law. As long as society requires a human to take the blame for a catastrophic failure, these judgment-based roles remain strictly protected. The second safe category is built on real-time unpredictability. AI trains on historical data to predict the future. This means it routinely fails when it encounters a situation that has never happened before. Crisis counselors and negotiators deal with human irrationality every day. They work in emotional environments where there is no standard data set to follow. The same is true for skilled trades. A plumber navigating a flooded basement has to combine physical dexterity with instant contextual judgment. Environments defined by human volatility and physical messiness create a barrier to automation that algorithms cannot currently cross. For office-based professionals, the ultimate shield is specialized soft skills. This isn't about being nice or a team player. In an AI-heavy market, soft skills are about high-level social mechanics. It's the ability to openly disagree with a client, tell them why their strategy won't work, and keep the relationship intact. It's being the person who can stand in a room of executives and simplify a complex crisis without losing the accuracy of the details. Because these nuanced navigations are incredibly difficult to train, many hiring managers now report that finding candidates with these senior-level social skills is more difficult than finding technical talent. Surviving this transition requires moving up the value chain. This means shifting your focus from doing the raw task to owning the final outcome. This doesn't necessarily mean going back to school for 2 years. In fact, many traditional certifications are outdated before you even finish the course. Real evolution is a junior copywriter becoming an AI content strategist, focusing on what to create and why. It's a paralegal shifting from manual document review to auditing AI outputs because firms cannot blindly trust the model. We are also seeing the rise of entirely new roles, like workflow designers and prompt engineers, who exist solely to manage and evaluate what the AI produces. The professionals who thrive are those who position themselves directly above the tools, managing the output rather than competing with the machine's speed. You can start auditing your role today. Look at your daily schedule. Isolate every routine task that AI finishes in 10 seconds. Then identify your irreplaceable context. That's your institutional knowledge, your client trust, and your understanding of the internal politics within your industry. The final step is to pick one AI tool in your field and build an automated workflow that solves a real problem. A job title alone won't protect your career, but by moving from basic execution to claiming accountability for high-stakes outcomes, you create a professional profile that a machine cannot replicate.